bringing it to them all day. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Win or lose, we bringing it to you always. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Orange or black, we rebuild the pack. No matter where we at, you know we coming back. Section 336, we on this, so tune in. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Yeah, welcome to Birdland. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Now, here come the boys from Section 336.
Boys and girls, Baltimore sports fans of all ages, welcome to Section 336, the next generation of Baltimore sports talk. I am your endearingly stuttering host, Matt Soroka. As always, I'm joined by a guy who's spent about 20 hours doing draft coverage in the past week, the button lover Josh Soroka.
I believe it was 4.5 hours.
Okay.
Because it was just one day for me. Now I've edited a bunch of podcasts about the draft since then, so maybe it all adds up. But yeah, a bunch of draft stuff and plus the Orioles stuff. I mean, we had a nice West Coast series where I think I might have done all of the Birdland Tonights for the weekend. I think I was on Friday, Saturday, Sunday for all the Oakland A's games. So a nice series for me to do Birdland Tonight this weekend.
Yeah, I did one of them, I think.
Yeah, I think you and I did Friday night, I believe.
Yep. Yeah. And so we got a West Coast trip starting tonight. Well, no, it's continuing, but we got kind of the weekday 10 o'clock games. It's going to be a long, late week.
Yeah, I believe it's 10:10 starts or 10:20 starts, something like that.
Yeah, let's push them back. At least ours was the 9:40, our Friday one.
I know. What happened to the push about starting games at like 6 o'clock or 6:30 for the kids? Is that not a Seattle thing?
Yeah, I don't know. Some teams do it and some teams don't care. I don't know. Don't know.
But yeah, I'm glad I won't be on Birdland tonight.
Yeah.
So if I'm awake, I'll tune in. But there's a good chance on these West Coast games that I do not make it up through the whole time.
Yeah, this is the time where I bust out my radio, which I put away for most of the year. But I bust out the radio right beside my bed and listen to, I don't know who we got going on tonight. It used to be Joe Angels as I fall asleep. Before that, it was, it was John Miller before that. But now it could be
Scott Garceau.
Could be Scott Garceau. Give me a little Ruiz.
Yeah, he kind of turned it into like one word. It was something like I would do. So I kind of appreciate it.
Yeah, but you're not a professional announcer.
No, and I don't try to be.
Right, clearly.
No, I know. I like these West Coast trips. It's funny. I have great memories of the West Coast trips. It takes you back to being a kid and falling asleep to the radio and Oriole games.
Being an adult and falling asleep to the radio. But
then for 7 o'clock games, yeah. And then I've spent lots of times where, all right, it's a West Coast trip. I'm going to be sleeping on the couch for this week.
Yeah.
And I fall asleep when I fall asleep. And I'll always remember when I was in Zambia. I think that's where I was, right? Zambia?
Yeah.
And it was one of these West Coast trips. And I woke up and the game went into extras. So I was able to listen to it from Zambia. It might have been that day that it went 17 innings or whatever. That dreadful game. So, great memories of West Coast games.
Yeah, I'm not a fall sleeper. I don't fall asleep when I watch TV. I can't do it. Some people can. I can't fall asleep watching TV. So, a baseball game, a West Coast trip, this is like the only scenario where I might fall asleep watching TV is the West Coast baseball trip.
Yeah, I agree. That's probably me too. But I have great memories of like falling asleep while watching the game and then waking up like middle of the night and like it's either the game's in the 9th inning, 10th inning, or the game's over and trying to see the score.
Yeah, but it's really but that's always a lose-lose, at least for me, because and either they lose and you're so ticked off you can't go back to sleep, or they win and you're so pumped up you can't go back to sleep. So there's no going back to sleep after that.
Yeah, no, it definitely, this is the week that messes with your sleep.
Yeah. Well, and it started last week for me because, I mean, we stayed up, Josh, we were texting, we stayed up and watched the draft. Of course, the Ravens always draft at the end of the draft. They're literally draft at the end of the draft.
Yeah, the Ravens should start to tank so we can draft early in the draft.
Yeah, just so we can go to bed earlier.
Exactly.
I don't even care about the quality of player. I just want to go to bed
exactly. Especially since the NFL draft is the longest thing in the world.
Yeah, it's so long. And it's kind of cute with the first few announcers and they do the interviews and it's kind of cute. But then when you're down picks 15, 16, 17, and all the way down 30, hey, come on now.
And they say
just pick it up.
Right. And they say each team has 10 minutes. But then they'll say the pick is in, and then it takes another 7 minutes until they actually announce the pick.
Yeah, if when they said the pick is in, they announced the pick, the draft will go super fast.
Right.
But the pick is in, let's go to commercial.
Yeah, and most of the draft is commercials and then random like talk in. And it's not like pick. I want it to work like our fantasy football draft.
Yep.
Where it's fast.
Yeah.
30 seconds, go.
Where the only thing that slows down a fantasy draft is some bozo picking a guy who's already been picked and then having to go back down his list. I also want that to happen sometime.
Totally.
Where the announcer says the name, like, oh, actually, he's already been picked. Sorry.
Right, exactly. I want that to happen. I want the Browns to come up and say Trevor Lawrence. And then everyone boo the Browns and they get someone else.
Yeah. But, hey, Josh, any thoughts on the Ravens draft before we get into the Orioles talk?
Yeah, sure. I think Bateman was a surprise to me, drafting a wide receiver as your first pick, because the Ravens suck so bad at drafting wide receivers, and this guy's small. I know they say he's got the physicality, but he's 6 foot. He's not a big, tall guy. So I was surprised by that move. To me, it felt like a move, not a typical Raven move, but a appease the fans type move. So I was surprised by that.
Oh, I don't see that. Yeah, that's not how I took it at all. I mean, the year before, didn't they take Hollywood Brown in the first round?
Yeah.
So I think this
really
is
worked.
Eric DaCosta, like his influence, wanting speed, wanting offense.
I also think it's telling that they don't have free agent wide receivers that want to come to Baltimore.
Yeah. I mean, Sammy Watkins came, but yeah, I mean, they've tried to get a bunch of other guys and it just hasn't worked out. I guess people don't like winning Super Bowls; they'd rather lose. That's fine,
right? Yeah, but I do. Yeah, and I like that part of Jacoby Jones and him getting booed when he walked up to the podium. Did you see that highlight?
Yeah, I did. I like Jacoby Jones. Yeah.
I like Jacoby Jones a lot.
Yeah, he's a Raven, but. And everyone says, like, okay, fine, wide receivers don't come, but everyone who plays for the Ravens loves the experience. Yes. You never hear anybody griping about playing for the Ravens. Maybe Hayden Hurst, but he's not looking too good either out right now in Atlanta either.
Right. He might be calling.
Yeah,
out.
He might be trying to come back. But for me, Josh, my takeaway is, and I like the Bateman pick, but my takeaway is, okay, you have the weapons now. So no more excuses. No more. I mean, we've been hearing this going back to the Joe Flacco days. You don't draft offensive players. Yes. You don't get wide receivers. We have 2 first-round picks in Marquise Brown and Bateman. You got that going with an elite tight end of Mark Andrews. Addition of Sammy Watkins if he can stay healthy. Like we're kind of beyond excuses here. Like you got the weapons.
Yeah, your tight ends are stable.
You got a stud running back in J.K. Dobbins, who had a stud rookie year, one of the best running backs one of the best rookie running backs. And so there's no excuses now. So you better come up with an offensive scheme that highlights these receivers, gets the balls in their hands. And there's going to be, I'm excited because there's going to be, we got a lot of wide receivers. There's going to be some competition here.
Yeah.
Which is good. Yep.
There's a good chance Marlon Brown is not on this team anymore.
Or a Boykin, right?
Or a Boykin.
They're guys who are going
some of those bubble guys.
Yeah, the guys are going to have to kind of earn their keep here. And I felt for a long time, we've just been carrying wide receivers who wouldn't be carried, I feel like, on other teams. And so that's my takeaway. No more excuses. It's time to put up or shut up. And our offense is already good, but passing offense, receiver threat, that's what this offense needs. And so we have the weapons. Now it's up to the coaches to come up with a scheme to put these weapons to good use.
Right. And you've got enough weapons. Don't give me that plain vanilla scheme that we've seen the past 2 years that can't make big plays and the little short stuff.
Because
now you've got stuff.
And I'm a big Marquise Brown guy more than you are, but I think like for this Ravens offense, it seems like to be two sides. Some argue you don't get Lamar Jackson the weapons. I would argue Greg Roman, offensive coordinator, runs an amazing run-first offensive scheme. He just does not run an effective passing scheme.
Totally agree.
And my take has been it doesn't matter who you have a wide receiver if you don't know how to use them.
Right.
So we'll see. So now you have the weapons. Hopefully Greg Roman, who runs an excellent run-first offense, the best in football. But can you find a way to keep that run-first offense and to be elite at running while also adding to the passing game? I mean, it's not an easy task. I mean, Raven fans wants us to have the best offense in football, the best run game in football, the best pass game in football. They want it all, right. And it's really hard. But can we find a way to highlight our talented receivers more? Is going to be
right.
up to Greg Roman.
Right. You want it to amplify the run game, not take away from the run game. You want them to play off each other and not put all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah, because you want to be in the position where you're down, 10 points in the third quarter, and you don't feel like the game is over unless Lamar Jackson can break a couple 70-yard runs, right?
Which he can do, but yes.
Yeah, but we should also be able to, score some points via pass when we need to.
Yeah. So, and then I assume they'll sign some offensive linemen, some free agents in the next
I assume they'll bring in a right tackle. Absolutely.
Yep.
So I feel good about it. I feel good about. I'm excited for football season. I'm excited for to see Lamar Jackson. As always, we got the most exciting player in sports. I like our defense. I think our defense is going to be solid again. And so I mean, my mind is all Orioles. But for the couple of days talking about the draft, it was kind of fun.
Yeah, and it was fun. How much fun was it though? Also, while the NFL draft's going on, the Orioles are playing great baseball. That's not normally. It's like, all right, let me focus on the Ravens because the Orioles season's already over.
Yeah, I mean, I think great baseball might be a bit much, but yeah, competitive baseball at least.
I mean, they won all 3 games of draft nights: Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
All right, but they couldn't sweep the A's.
No, but there was no draft stuff on Sunday.
Oh, you're just saying during the draft days.
I'm saying during the draft. Yeah.
I thought you meant just like in general how they're playing.
Small windows. Small windows. Okay, they're still in last place. They're 13-15. I love that they're close to 500. That they have a chance to get back to 500 after everyone's saying, "Oh, they'll never see 500 again." I think they have a legit chance to get.
Yeah,
back
it
to
depends
500.
When you look at the standings. Sometimes you look at the standings, they're in third place. Then you turn it on 5 minutes later, they're in last place. I mean, by the time we play today, Josh,
everyone else would have played.
Right. So there could be, we're at 15 losses. Tampa Bay's at 15 losses. New York could be at 15 losses. So we all could be at 15 losses.
Right.
Except
for Toronto, because Toronto has played 3 less games than everyone else.
Right.
And that's part of it screwing up the stand-ins. Right. But I mean, we've got these 3 games in Seattle, then we come back for a homestand with Boston. I mean, it's chances for the Orioles to do some stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird, right? Because the Orioles are kind of right where we expected them to be.
Yeah.
At least you and I think other fans around baseball and stuff are shocked, but for us, it's this is where we thought they'd be.
A little below 500. Yep.
Yeah. But this seems like for some reason, I feel like this kind of seems like a big series against Seattle, right?
Yeah, it is, because I think it seems like a big series because they played so well in Oakland, because it's the back end of our rotation, which has not been the strong point. On Wednesday, John Means pitches again, so we all just assume, we can win that game. So it's a big part to see, what does Kramer do? What does Lopez do? Can these guys legitimately keep us in games in order to win games?
Yeah, and I mean, I think Seattle, I know they're 3 games over 500, but they seem like a beatable team. And then after this, what would you say? We have Boston after this, or the Mets?
4 games with Boston at home, then 2 games in New York against the Mets.
Yeah, and those feel like tougher games. So you feel like you want to definitely win the Seattle
Explain
series.
This schedule to
Boston. Me. Yeah.
When we come back, we have an off travel day, thankfully, so we can get over jet lag or whatever. Then we go to. Then we've got 4 games in Boston.
Yeah.
So we go. Then we come home for 2 games against the New York Mets, a night game and a day game. I Oh, the Boston. Something's weird about the Boston schedule. You know how we had all our conversation yesterday about how days stuff starts on Fridays or Tuesdays and all.
Yeah.
The Boston schedule is a Friday through Monday schedule. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
That they play 4, so they leave on Monday night.
I guess it's weird. Sure. I'll take your word for it. It's weird. All right.
It's weird.
right,
It's
weird.
probably not any other time in the schedule that happens. So anyway, we come home to Baltimore for 2 against the Mets, and then we go to New York for 3 against the Yankees.
Yeah, it's always those weird NL East interdivisional games.
Think we can just share a plane with the Mets?
What's that?
Just share a plane with the
Mets?
It's like an Uber
together.
pool type thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that should be fun. I don't know. We'll see. We're playing with the Mets, but they have. I mean, what would you pay for a John Means Jacob deGrom matchup? I think that'd be so fun. But we'll see if we get deGrom.
And what makes that even better is if you have a John Means matchup. I want John Means matchup on Tuesday night because for the day game on Wednesday, I want the Dark Knight on the mound.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun.
I want a little revenge, Matt Harvey versus the Mets.
Yeah, that'd be fun too.
So yeah, it's only 2 games, but it's something to look forward to.
Yeah, absolutely. Josh, are you planning on doing a 4-hour draft special for the baseball draft?
Well, that'd be up. That's something to consider. I don't know how the baseball draft does it like football, and I don't have the knowledge. See, when I say I did a 4.5-hour football broadcast, what I did was I went on, I introduced everyone, and then I played producer for 4 hours.
Yeah.
So I don't have the chops to talk about the NFL draft.
Well, you act like people that talk about the NFL draft actually know what they're talking about too.
Right.
Where
totally.
I love the grades, the draft grades, but no one has no idea. Like draft grade in 4 years. Don't draft it right now.
And anyway, my point is baseball, it's even worse. Because, sorry, you don't know anything about this high school kid from Kentucky.
Yeah, the high school players. Even the college players. How many college games have you really seen?
Right.
I mean, college football,
we can all talk about the pitchers from Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
Who else can you talk about?
Yeah. No one.
So at
this point, no one. Yeah.
And when's the draft? It's like in June or something, right?
Yeah, I think they pushed it back this year. I think actually it's in July. Maybe it's just normally at the beginning of June, but I think it might be in July this year.
Right. Pushed it, and the NFL draft was weird because of the COVID year. So you had some players drafted that didn't even play this past year.
Yep.
And those that did play had weird schedules because of COVID. And baseball is going to have that same effect going into the baseball draft. So I don't know. Maybe we'll do something special with Birdland tonight. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, absolutely. Josh, but speaking of young players who were recently drafted,
okay,
they announced this week the rosters for the minor league baseball teams.
Yeah.
The minor league schedule, I believe, starts tomorrow. But
it does. Norfolk Tide starts tomorrow night in Jacksonville.
All right. But all the rosters are set. Josh, did you get a chance to look at the different rosters?
I did not. I just saw the highlights of which star prospect is going to which level. Where they kind of had, Diaz is going to Norfolk, Rushman to Bowie, Rodriguez to Delmarva, and Gunnar to Delmarva. So I saw that layout. I was disappointed to see Gunnar Henderson so low because for some reason I really want to see him progress.
Yeah.
I didn't see where Kerstead is. Is he even at one of these places yet, or are they still working with him in Sarasota?
Yeah, he is going to extended spring training. Him and the 2 big names left off the list, and you got almost all of them right. Grace Rodriguez is actually going to Aberdeen, not Delmarva, but you got the rest right.
I said Aberdeen.
I thought you said Delmarva.
I said
go back and check the tape. Okay. Maybe I heard Shorebirds for some reason, but
Gunnar Henderson Shorebirds.
Right.
Okay.
But Grayson Rodriguez, Ironbirds.
Yeah.
You got it. Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
But yeah, Kerr is that who wasn't on the list. He's extended spring training, and Michael Bauman, one of our top pitching prospects. We don't really know what's going on with him, but he's also not on any rosters and is in extended spring training. The big name is Adley Rutschman, and it's pretty exciting because I feel like at Bowie, you're a phone call away. When you're at Aberdeen or Delmarva, it's more than a phone call. It's like a few phone calls for a call-up that will not be to Baltimore. You've never seen anyone make the call-up from the Iron Birds or from the Shorebirds or even the Keys when there was Keys to the Orioles. But you do see the Bowie to Oriole call up, so that gets me excited that Rutschman is that much closer. Also, man, tomorrow, if you want to be at any game associated with the Orioles tomorrow, the place to be, and I think it's at home. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but it's the Bowie Bay Sox opener where you have DL Hall, arguably our top pitching prospect. You go back and forth with him and Grayson Rodriguez. Take your pick. And he's throwing to Adley Rutschman, who's catching. That's what you want to see. I mean, two of our best prospects, pitcher, catcher action. I mean, that's going to be exciting to watch.
Yeah, totally. Have you gotten the MILB TV? Have you ever signed up for that?
No, I probably will this year though, but I haven't yet.
Same thing. I was looking it up today. It's $40 for the year, so it's not bad.
Yeah, as long as the video quality is okay.
It says 90% of games in HD.
Is it like more than one camera though?
I don't
know.
I
just want one camera in center field. Like
I don't know. Maybe we share an account or something and figure it out. But it says games involve all 30 AAA teams, involve all 30 AA teams, hundreds of games from high and low A, and games involving affiliates from every MLB club. But what I don't want to know is, like, do I sign up for this? Like, how much do I get the Tide games on here and stuff?
Yeah. No blackout restrictions, right?
I don't know.
You're gonna be blocked from watching them when
they've got to have no blackout restrictions because there's no TV, there's no broadcast rights.
Right.
So it lists all the teams as participating, but I don't understand what that means. I'll probably sign up tonight so that I can check out some of these games tomorrow. And I told you I've got tickets to go see the Norfolk Tide on Saturday. I might try to sneak another game in there as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is – I mean, the minor league season feels extra exciting for two reasons. One is you have these top prospects getting closer to Major League ready, right? When you get to Bowie and Norfolk with some of these guys, it becomes more exciting because they're closer to being on the major leagues. I know some people are super into like guys who just drafted. It's hard for me to get super excited about those guys, but I get really excited when you start getting to Bowie, right? Like that for me is really exciting.
Yeah.
The second part that's really exciting for me is, I mean, we haven't seen these guys know over. Adley Rutschman, this is the first full season of professional baseball he's going to play in his career, right? Because he was drafted, a couple years ago in June, so he didn't play a full season. This is going to be the first full season for Adley Rutschman. And this is when we have guys like I know DL Hall has been really working hard on a new pitch and on locating his pitches and is locating his fastball. And you see these guys working at these kind of camps and these training facilities, and you wonder, right, having not played last year in any games, which players are going to kind of jump out because they've been working their tails off, and it's going to show up in the season. I think there's going to be a lot of guys who surprise, a lot of guys who disappoint, but you haven't seen these guys, all of last year. You didn't see them. So, you just don't know, right? There's so many unknowns about these players. So I'm pretty pumped to see kind of where some of them are at.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. You're right. This is the first time I've kind of am super excited for the minor league season.
Yeah.
And I just downloaded the MILB app and subscribed for $40 a year because I figured I could answer those questions that I had.
Yeah. Good, Josh.
I thought it'd be good for you and the listeners to know whether or not we could watch those games.
All right.
You know what the answer is?
I know. Yeah. What?
It doesn't tell me what games are available.
Okay. Good.
So. But yeah, I mean, this is what you're irritated that I did that during the show.
Yeah, I'm irritated. I'm trying to host a podcast here, and you're over there downloading apps on your phone or something.
I was trying to find out if we can watch the games because I want to see DL Hall. I want to see Adley Rutschman. I want to see these guys.
Yeah.
And I want to see more than just the little blurbs on Twitter.
Yeah.
I'm glad baseball's here.
Yeah, I know, and I'm pumped, and I could talk the whole show about the minor league baseball because there's so many things I want to see. But yeah, the things I'm looking for is I want to watch DL Hall and Grayson Rodriguez because I think they're going to be absolute studs, and I want to see them pitch. I also want to see Adley Rutschman in a full season. I want to see how they use them. I want to see how he hits. I want to see how many times he plays first base, how many times he DHs, how often catches. I think they'll move him around some. And I want to see if he dominates, right, or if he kind of struggles a little bit. I think that'll be – I just really am curious to see it. The other thing I really am watching is if you look at our AAA roster, if you look at our Major League infield, Franco, Galvis, Urias, Ruiz.
We don't care about.
I think potentially all of those guys could be done after this season, right? This could be their last season for the entire infield minus first base. And so
yes, I agree with you.
I mean, it's possible.
Yeah.
Maybe Urias, right. They like Urias and he hangs on. Right. Or maybe Ruiz hangs on.
The outfield is where we're seeing the future now.
Yeah.
The infield, we're waiting.
Wide open. Yep. So if you look at that AAA, though, that AAA roster, the infield, Rylan Bannon, Jahmai Jones, Richie Martin. Though I mean that could be third, shortstop, second base as soon as next year, right?
If all that works out. Jahmai Jones is part of this team.
Oh, Josh, if you ask, I think, yeah, I think Jahmai Jones is part of this team in a month. I'm excited about. I'm high on Jahmai
as an
Jones.
Infielder,
as a second baseman. Yeah, as our second baseman.
Okay.
But no, I don't know. Like you don't know Rylan Bannon, Richie Martin, Jahmai Jones. You don't know if any of those guys are going to work out. But
none of those guys are high prospects.
Yeah, I mean, I think I have to look at our top 30 list. Jahmai Jones is in that top 30. Rylan Bannon might be at the bottom of the top 30. I don't know if Richie Martin's in there or not, but I think any of those guys could be potentially. Like Rylan Bannon, I think a lot of people see as a utility infielder. Richie Martin, people don't know if the hit tool is there. And Jahmai Jones, I think, again, Jahmai Jones was a high top prospect. Can he be consistent at the plate?
Jahmai Jones is number 19 in our farm system.
Yeah. And is Rylan Bannon, where is he at?
Bannon's 26.
Okay. Is Richie Martin on there?
I don't see Richie Martin in our top 30.
Okay. And Mason McCoy is another infielder who's in a top 30 as well, who should get some time.
I did not hear you mention Ryan Ripken.
Yeah, he's at Norfolk too, which is fun. I think that's fun.
No, that's weird.
Like I love our whole the infield at Tyler Nevin, who we got. I think it was in the Michael Gibbons trade last year. I mean, that whole infield defense, even the outfield defense, like the whole offense. Add Diaz, using Diaz and Ryan McKenna. Like the pitching is whatever. I'm excited about Zach Lothar pitching. I'm excited about Keegan Aiken pitching. Alex Wells, I'm excited to see him pitch. But that infield and that kind of offense, I think, is really exciting because any of those players could be in the majors kind of at any point.
Right. And in the outfield, it's going to be neat to see the progression of Ryan McKenna, UCNL Diaz, and whoever the third guy is out there.
Yeah, and I think
that growth, because as much as we want to say, all right, Cedric Mullins, Austin Hayes, Santander, or DJ Stewart, something, that's like best case scenario.
Yeah.
All those guys work out.
Yeah, and the other guy, Stevie Wilkerson. but yeah, I mean, I've always been intrigued with using Diaz just to see him in spring training and his kind of his power tool. And we've seen what Ryan McKenna can do defensively on the base paths. So they both have, I think, unique skill sets. So yeah, I mean, they're like knocking on the door. Both Diaz and McKenna are on the 40-man roster, right?
Yep.
So they're like knocking on the door. And if another injury happens, we've already seen Ryan McKenna come up before. So yeah, right. There's a lot to be excited about with that AAA roster.
Yeah, there's a good chance those two guys we're going to see up here this year.
Yep.
Injury or someone slumps while this player's hot, and they're going to make some adjustments.
Yep. And I think we feel really good about Austin Hayes, and we feel really good about Cedric Mullins. Yep. And it's amazing we've had so much success this year, given that our best offensive player last year, the MVO, Anthony Santander, has missed, the majority of the season now.
Right. Yeah.
But hey, one of the reasons I'm excited about, one of the reasons I think people really want Jahmai Jones to be successful, and I really want Jahmai Jones to be successful at Norfolk, is because, Josh, have you gone and checked this out? So if you go to Fangraphs and you check out team stats, and then you sort team stats by second base, you will see some of the most embarrassing offensive numbers that you have ever seen in your life.
On Sunday, we basically lost the game because we made 2 errors at second base on one play. One play, 2 errors at the same position. I mean, yeah, we don't have a second baseman in the majors.
Yeah, and I wasn't even talking about defensively. Offensively, we have a negative WAR of 9.3 with the second base position. Weighted runs created plus, which is a lot of like the nerds like to use as a good measure of offensive production. We're at 43, which is the worst in baseball by far. We have the worst WOBA. We have the worst on base percentage. We have the worst batting average. I mean, We're talking dead last. BABIP, if you care about that stat. I mean, we are dead last in pretty much every single offensive category there is in all of baseball at the second base position.
Yeah, I mean, it's Urias and Ruiz, and they haven't shown anything for us to get excited about as baseball fans.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible. And so I think that's why we're all hoping for Jahmai Jones, whoever it is. Rylan Banning could be play second base in a pinch.
Richie
Martin could do it
at second.
Yeah, Richie Martin could play second. Jahmai Jones, but we desperately need some second base help. And there's two kind of glaring. If you kind of do this and kind of I did it and go position by position, right, with our stats, there's two glaring needs on our team. One of them is second base.
Yep.
And the other one, more for like defensive reasons actually than offensive reasons. But if you look at defensive kind of runs against replacement, the second to last team, we're dead last in this category defensively. Did you know what position we are in dead last defensively?
Third base.
Nope. Catcher.
Oh, I should have known that. Our catchers are. And if you want to have a lot of fun, look at pitch framing. We're also like the worst only team with like a negative pitch framing, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're the worst team in baseball at pitch framing. And like
yes.
Detroit is the only team that has a catcher in negative. They're at 0.1, like 0.1.
Right.
We're at -1 WAR. So we're like, it's not even close. Like we're blowing the competition away.
Yes.
And our offensive WAR is -4.7. So all in all, we're negative in defensive catching. One home run from the catching position, Josh. You realize we only had 1 home run this year from the catching position?
Yeah, it's no surprise during spring training. What do we all say? It's clear that the best catcher in the organization is Adley Rutschman at that state.
Yeah,
you line up all of our catchers. The best one is in Double-A right now.
We've played 33 games. Our catchers have 4 combined. All of our catchers combined, Cisco and Severino, 4 RBI combined.
And you're focused on offense. Defensively, they can't catch the ball.
And offense is their strength, yes. And that offense is their strength.
They have so many passed balls. And like Scott Garcelle will try to be nice and call it like a wild pitch or a pass ball. He tries to be nice and kind of tries to shift the blame between the pitcher or the catcher. It's our catchers. Yeah. Our catchers can't block balls. Our catchers can't catch balls.
Yeah. And so I don't know how much longer. I mean, I know you want to wait for Adley Rutschman.
Right.
And I know they're not ready to bring him up.
The question is, how long can you resist bringing Adley Rutschman up?
Yeah. And maybe they want to go with Austin Wins or someone else while you're waiting for Adley Rutschman.
You might do that to try to buy some time. If Austin Wins gets hot in Norfolk, you bring him up to try to buy time to not bring up Adley. Yeah.
But it seems like, I mean, just the amount, if we can have a league average second baseman and Adley Rutschman, I mean, it's cool that an area of weakness, right? Catcher is a weakness for a lot of teams. It's hard to find good defensive and offensive catchers. But for us, we're the worst in baseball catching. And you're replacing the worst in baseball with the best catching prospect, second overall best prospect in baseball with it. So that's so that's a huge upgrade, not only because Adley Rutschman is so good, but because of what you're replacing is so bad. And so that's going to be a huge boost to our team. Yeah. And I'm not going to have the conversation yet, Josh, of how many games do we have to be out of first place in what month before you start having this conversation. I'm not going to go there yet.
Oh, see, I think it's the other way. I think in order to see Adley, the team has to play better.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you got to win games.
I'm saying, how many games back do you have to be in June to have this conversation?
End of June, beginning of June.
Let's say Adley Rutschman gets off to an on-fire start in May, right?
Then you move him up to
middle of
Norfolk,
June
first.
Middle of June, you're at 500. You're 3 games out of first place.
You better be bringing Adley up. You have to.
You think so? In June?
You have to, yeah. June 15th, if you're playing 500 ball,
Yeah.
then other things are clicking, and you got to bring Adley up.
Yeah.
And you might be looking at some other guys, but I don't know. I mean, it's also that whole thing of like, if you're at 500 ball in June, you're playing lights out. If you're at 500 ball in June and your catchers are still so bad, you want Adley up.
Yeah.
So,
Josh, what has been for this team at 13 and 15? This is where we thought they would be.
Yep.
But what has been the most surprising and most disappointing thing for you here about 30 games into the season?
Cedric Mullins is the surprise.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that he's not only did he start out the season strong, he's been bouncing back every game. If he has a game without a hit, the next game he's back with a couple hits.
Yeah, I think yesterday he went 0 for, so I would expect him to have a couple hits today.
Yeah, I might need to hop on my bookie and choose like a 6-base game for Cedric tonight. But yeah, the surprise is Cedric Mullins and how strong he's come out.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say there. I mean, I think you can also make an argument, and I would probably go with this one, is John Means. I would go with John Means is my biggest surprise, just because how good he's been. We're talking elite top in baseball. Yeah. And Cedric Mullins is up there too, but not quite as high as John Means. But I think it's definitely more surprising. Yeah. It might be more surprising from Cedric Mullins, just because the expectations, I think, were a little bit lower than they were for John Means.
Yeah, totally. I think with John Means, we did a lot of off-season talk about how John Means is our ace, not a real ace, but our ace, and he's kind of showing he's an ace.
Yeah, an ace for anybody right now.
Yeah, any team would take him.
What's been your biggest disappointment so far?
See, the biggest disappointment is tough because the team's supposed to be bad. So I'm going to go with the biggest disappointment being that this lineup has struggled so much to score runs. Where we watched and saw this power lineup on paper and saw them in spring training and said they should be able to score 5, 6, 7 runs a game. And if they could do that, our pitching would be okay. Instead, our pitching, for the most part, has been better than expected across the board. Our bullpen's been excellent. We've been able to keep scores low, but we've had lots of losses, like where we've lost like 3-1 or 2-0.
Yeah.
And that's the disappointing part.
Yeah. I buy that. I mean, I would throw, specifically, I would say I just talked about it, but the second base position has just been so horrendous. And like, honestly, and I know he's played better lately, but I had such high expectations for Ryan Mountcastle that the fact that he got off to a slow start, I'm not saying I'm giving up on Ryan Mountcastle. I'm not saying anything dumb like that. I'm just saying I've been disappointed with his offense production. Now if you just look at it, the last 7 games, bad 346.
I know.
And this is a great, Josh. This is a great Ryan Mountcastle stat, right? So you got your batting average and you got your on base percentage, and for every baseball player, the on base percentage is bigger than the batting average because on base percentage also includes walks and that stuff.
Yeah.
Not for the last 7 games. Ryan Mountcastle has a batting average of 346 and on base percentage of 333. His on base percentage last 7 games is lower than his batting average. How does that work? That's a Ryan Mountcastle. That's a Ryan Mountcastle special right there.
So his on base is lower than his batting average.
Yes.
How does that work? Because a fielder's choice would go the other way around. A walk would go the other way around. So I'm not sure how you get that. unless you get thrown out at second base or something. You try to extend the run too far. Get a single, you try to extend in this as a double.
Yeah, I don't know, but so he's been playing better. Even his last 7 games, he's been playing better. But he still has no home runs in the last 7 games. So I'm expecting, even though batting .346 last 7 games, 1 RBI and no home runs.
Yeah,
so I'm expecting the power to start to come around next.
Yeah, I think he gets one in Seattle.
Yeah, I think he gets 3 this week. I think we talk next week, Josh, on Monday. He's got 3 more.
Okay. Gotcha. Did you see that the Orioles sent down Bruce Zimmerman?
Did they? When that happened?
Today.
Did it?
Oh, breaking news.
That's breaking for me.
Breaking news for Matt. Yeah, they DFA'd Zimmerman to Bowie. I believe I was just reading that pre-show.
Okay.
Yeah. He was optioned, and they brought up Isaac, another reliever for the bullpen.
Oh, Isaac Mattson?
Isaac Mattson was brought up.
Yeah, we got him in the Dylan Bundy trade.
Yeah, so he was brought up. He's going to be in the bullpen tonight.
Good for Mattson, yeah.
And Zimmerman's to the alt site in Bowie, which I don't know how you call it the alt site when the Bay Sox start playing tomorrow.
Yeah, I would imagine he would go to Norfolk after that. I don't think they would send him to Bowie. I think he'd go to Norfolk. But We'll see.
I don't know.
We'll see. Maybe, yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Is this another roster manipulation where you're just trying to get another arm up there and you bring him back up in 10 days? I don't know.
Other baseball news, Caleb Joseph,
yes,
of the New York Mets, was released today. We got some catcher problems.
Yeah, I'll take him over.
Caleb back.
I'll take him over the guys we have.
Yeah, me too.
But no, I take all the AAA guys over the guys we have now too. So
right, exactly. I take Austin Wins. I think you bring him up. Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, so if Bruce Zimmerman misses that start, then who starts in that spot?
I assume Keegan Aiken, or do you think Zach Lothar comes up? You think they liked enough on the 1 inning Zach pitch to give him a start?
Yeah, I think Keegan Aiken is higher on the depth chart. Is Keegan Aiken okay? Is his finger okay? Can he throw 5 innings?
I don't know. And the other thing that's going to be interesting to look at is now we're talking they're pitching in minor league games.
Yep.
So whatever
you got to work that out.
That 5th slot would be, I don't know, this weekend. So you'd have to see who's pitching. You would assume that person's not getting a start in Bowie or Norfolk this week.
Yeah, I was surprised because they announced the open day starters or the first 2 starting games for Norfolk. I think the first game was Connor Green and the next game was Josh Rogers. And you're like, wait a minute. You got Lothar, you got Wells down there. Why would it be Rogers and Green starting 1 and 2? But of course, the reason is because in case you needed a Zach Lothar, you didn't want him starting, in the next 2 days in case you needed
now
him.
When you sent Zimmerman down, you got Creamer's basically pitching for his position after the way he pitched last start.
Yeah, hey, listen,
he could be dropped down as well.
We have so many guys on that kind of cusp, right? Alex Wells, Zach Lothar. We got a lot of those guys. Bruce Zimmerman's kind of on that. Kramer's on that. Where if you struggle, and someone's pitching well in Norfolk, there's going to be guys itching to kind of take your job. And so, yeah, each start, Kramer, Lopez, like the microscope's on each of their starts now.
Right.
Especially once these Norfolk games get started.
And it looks like Zimmerman's next start would be Saturday at home against Boston. So that's a great, easy way to bring someone in from Bowie or Norfolk to cover that.
Yeah, to play one of the best offensive teams in baseball. Sure.
Right, the team that's hot currently.
Yeah.
And has been ever since we swept them.
Yeah, but I hope Kramer pitches well today. We're going up against Swanson tonight. I'd never heard of anything about this Swanson kid. So it'll probably crush us.
Okay. I never heard of Swanson. Oh, no, because he's never gotten a start.
I know. He seems like a bum, Josh. That's what I'm saying. He's 27 years old. He's got a career ERA of 6.38. So we'll probably be shut out by him.
We'll probably get shut out, but we'll better beat this guy up.
Yeah. All right.
But, and Pat Valleca is playing second base.
Yeah.
And Ria Ruiz is playing third base.
Yeah.
So that brings you some hope for tonight.
Yeah. So on the one hand, this guy is terrible at pitching. On the other hand, we got Ruiz and Valleca rounding up our lineup. So I guess Maikel Franco, is he playing DH? Is that the deal?
Franco is, I believe he is. Yeah, he's DH.
Yeah.
And that puts
that means Mountcastle and Mancini must be playing the outfield.
Stewart got hurt and Mountcastle or something. Stewart got pulled from the game and Mountcastle is in the outfield. Stewart has stiffness in his lower back, which I'm sure is from running into that overhead cover.
Gosh, almost took his head off.
We haven't even talked about him being decapitated in Oakland.
Yeah. Take your head right off. That's
right. So I assume that's what that has to do with.
Yeah, you're probably right. So Ryan Mountcastle, we haven't seen him in right field for a while.
No.
So that's going to be another interesting thing to watch on the West Coast Strip is Ryan Mountcastle in the outfield.
At least Seattle's a pretty normal ball field. There's nothing weird out there, you know. It's not a giant field. He's got – last time we saw him out there, I don't think it was with Hayes in the outfield as well. So with Hayes and Mullins back in the outfield, they can kind of shift and let Mountcastle cover a little less ground.
Yeah, hopefully they can just put him in like the outfield or something. Put him in the stands or something. Put him in the bullpen. Just play with two outfielders. Role? Yeah, put him as a short fielder in softball.
Right.
But you know, you got to make room in the lineup for Ruiz and Valaika. So that means Ryan Mountcastle has to play right just so you can find room for freaking Valaika and Ruiz. Give me a break.
Well, you need Valaika and Ruiz because someone has to play those positions.
Yeah.
And you're not going to take Mountcastle out of your lineup when he's starting to finally get it together.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I mean, well, you know what my opinion. I just as soon at this point put DJ Stewart on the DL. Whatever, he missed a game, I don't care. Put him on the IL. Get Ryan McKenna back up here.
Yeah.
Put him in the outfield. Put Franco back at third base. Put Ruiz back at second. Tell Valaika to hit the pine. That's what I would do, but I'm not.
I'm also for bring up Jahmai Jones or Richie Martin and let all the young guys play.
Josh, if Jahmai Jones has a good 2 games at Norfolk, everyone's going to be screaming for Jahmai Jones.
They already are.
2 good games.
They already are, except Cody and I, who have been calling for Richie Martin.
Okay. I don't know how you can call for Richie Martin when you watched him play an entire year at shortstop for the Orioles and not hit a ball hard. I don't know how you can.
I hear you. I totally agree. I remember that game. He had 3 errors, all in one position.
Yeah.
So I assume he's better now.
I don't remember the errors. I just remember all the strikeouts.
So, gotcha.
Take your pick. All right. Any expectations for Kramer tonight? ERA is now to 8.4. Is Kramer? He was one of the best pitchers. I mean, it's weird, right? Last year, Aiken and Kramer were 2 of our best starters. This year, Aiken can't cook breakfast without hurting himself, and Kramer has an ERA close to 9. What's happening?
I think that Kramer was doing okay until they sent him down, brought him up. I don't think that worked out well for him, the 10-day DL thing. I expect to see him bounce back. I expect 5 runs or 2 runs, 5 innings out of Kramer tonight is what I expect.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean, if you look at it, the first start, he gave up 3 runs in 3 innings.
Yeah.
The next start, he gave up 4 runs in 3 innings. But then you're right. The day after he was sent down.
There was no need to send him down.
He pitched 4 2/3. Or as Josh used to say, 4.2 innings.
4.2.
And only gave up 1 run. And then they sent him down. And then he came back up. And that's when he had the horrendous start last time when he gave us 6 runs against the Yankees.
Right. And it sucks because what you saw him progressing better and better, which is what we're seeing with John Means. Every start John Means makes is better than the previous one. Same with Matt Harvey. Every start he goes better than the previous one. And we were seeing that with Aiken. And I think this 10-day DL, Jerry Regan, screwed things up for him. So I expect him to bounce back today and start to build on it.
Yeah. The only concern I would throw back at you, Josh, is he's playing against Seattle tonight. He went against Seattle at home in the second start of the season. And that's when he only pitched 3 innings and gave up 4 runs in the 3 innings. So that might be a little bit cause for concern.
We'll see.
Maybe not.
But
you hope he can regain the form he had last year, because right now we have 2 starters who we can count on, John Means and
who thought Matt Harvey would be one of the starters we could count on?
Yeah, I mean, this is what we hoped for, right? Like this is going
scenario.
As well as we could have ever imagined. The Matt Harvey experiment.
Yep.
We'll see if it continues.
Yeah.
Hopefully it does.
You got a little ball 4?
Oh, Josh. right now, my entire body is covered pretty much. My entire arm and legs are covered with poison ivy. I'm trying to get this house ready to sell. I've ignored this acre and a half of land for the past 10 years, and now I'm trying to tame this wild beast that is my yard. So for my ball 1, if anyone has an aloe for poison ivy that they recommend, I'm not going to be bothered though, because I'm going to go back out there tomorrow and work on it and get more poison ivy.
I thought you put that pink stuff all over you.
And I got some higher grade stuff you need a prescription for, actually.
Oh, okay.
But it doesn't matter. I'm going to put it on.
And you pee on it.
Yeah, and then you do the moisture aloe thing where you just pee on it. But it's just going to happen all over again. So why bother taking care of it when I'm going to go out there in the poison ivy tomorrow? There's no way to avoid it. Poison ivy is everywhere, and I don't want my goats anymore to eat it. So I just gotta do what you gotta do.
That's a pretty good idea. How do we? While the Orioles are away, they don't come back till Saturday. Can we transplant some of your poison ivy to second base?
I think it'd be fun, do a little Wrigley Field action, but instead of the vines, a bunch of poison ivy. We'll see who jumps in that wall for a ball then.
Except I don't want my outfielders getting poison ivy. I want my second baseman getting poison ivy.
Yeah, no, but if it's your home field, Josh, then you can, how people draft players that excel in your system.
You go with people who are not allergic to poison ivy.
Yeah, that's part of the little screening process. And you draft outfielders who aren't allergic to poison ivy.
Our guys always wear long sleeve, and they're like, why do the Oriole outfielders wear long sleeves in July?
Yeah, exactly. Wear long sleeve, wear cotton.
Right. All right. I like that. Poison ivy in the outfield.
Yeah. All right. What's your ball 2?
My ball 2 is I've been trying a new workout routine using my VR goggles.
Okay.
So I'm doing this virtual reality program called Supernatural, and it's pretty cool. It's you put on the goggles and it takes you to like a whole nother world, and then you have an instructor in front of you that like walks you through stuff. And it's been like I've been sore. I've been doing this every day, and I've been sore every day from it.
Is there like weights involved, or like you running in place? Like you like doing push-ups?
You move your arms around to hit different things, and you bend your body to fit through things.
I bet you look like a total moron from someone on the outside.
You probably do. I don't know. I do it all by myself. So I'm just in my own world in like the Alps or something, while the instructor's talking through my head, telling me what to do.
All right, cool.
So it's pretty cool.
All right, for my ball 3, I'll do TV. My wife and I started a show together. We rarely watch TV together, but new season of Handmaid's Tale. May the Lord open. We have started season 4 of Handmaid's Tale.
May the Lord open? Is that the name of the season?
Have you watched any Handmaid's Tale?
No.
Okay. They go around. Joke? They go around talking like that. They go around saying blessed be the fruit. May the Lord open. They go around saying stuff like that. Okay. You gotta watch it. Yeah.
All right, I'll check it out.
May the loins of your fruit of the loom be fruitful or something. Yeah, they go around saying all kinds of stuff like that.
Okay.
But I love the show. I've read the books. The books aren't like the show at all. But I've read the books, Margaret Atwood, and I watched the shows, and I think it's a great show.
Really?
Okay. Yeah. So season 4 came out, and
I like it.
We're a couple episodes in. I mean, it's dystopian, which is kind of cool.
Aren't we all tired of dystopian?
I'm not. I love the dystopian genre.
All right. I don't know.
So I don't know. I don't know if you would like it. I don't know.
I saw the teaser for Dexter. I'm excited for that TV show.
Yeah. Is that really? That's like a new season?
Yeah, they're bringing back a new season.
Is same actor?
Yeah.
I thought he went to prison.
No, it ended with him like in Alaska.
Oh, I misremembered. I thought he went to prison.
Season finale sucked, so it's kind of a new season to try to fix the ending, I guess.
Oh yeah. Those season finales, they always mess those up.
Yeah, they do often. It's always hard.
All right, what's your ball 4?
My ball 4 is I'm picking up some baseball cards. I've decided that now while the
Orioles, you stole my idea.
Have you been getting into it? No. Well, see, I've been more focused. You're going to like Target and Walmart and grabbing some random baseball card packs.
Yeah.
I decided I don't want random baseball card packs. I want prospects. So I said, I want the Oriole players. So I got a connection, got a friend that deals cards. So, and he's always selling his cards on Twitter. So my ball 4 is this guy, Pizzo Cards.
Okay.
on Twitter because he's
Okay.
sending me a Gunnar Henderson, a Grayson Rodriguez, Adley Rushman, and Hurston Kerstead cards that he just picked up out of a pack this week or out of a box. He buys
want
like
that
the
hookup.
boxes and
That's
unpacks
cool.
them. Hey,
Yeah.
you let me know what you want, and I'll help you out with that hookup.
All
Follow
right.
him on Twitter. He's always posting cards as he opens them that'll sell for like $1 or $2. And
I just
yeah.
don't know what you do because I've been buying random cards.
yeah,
But now I get my Ryan Mountcastle, and I love my Ryan Mountcastle
Right.
card, and I put that separate, little special to card. Now I got this whole stack of cards. I don't know what to do with you. Like, what
I
do
had
you
the
do with
same-
these cards now?
That's why I talked to this guy and said, I don't want the crap. I want the prospects.
And
I
every
said,
time my wife looks at me, like I can tell, she just is like, "What's wrong with you? Why are you accumulating
Yeah.
more stuff?" But it's fun. Like the exciting part is opening and seeing what you get. Like that's exciting. But then I get one good card, and what do I do with the rest of that stuff?
Right, exactly. This is why I go to this guy. He now knows when he gets an Oriole prospect to give me first dibs.
Right.
So I got the connection set up that I want these guys because I told him, I said, here's 30 guys I want. Don't
Yeah.
care about anything else.
Yeah.
So, and again,
But you missed the exciting part of opening the pack and finding a Gunnar Henderson, right? Like that's
Yeah.
kind of exciting.
and I may do that down the road on myself because, yeah, there is a cool thing about that. But right now, it's like this is a really exciting time to be an Orioles fan, and I really want to grab those cards now, even if they're just sitting in a drawer, so that years from now I can remember this time.
Yeah. Are they signed or anything, or just the card?
They are no, they're not signed. I guess I can get them signed. They're Bowman Chrome cards, which
Yeah,
I
those
guess
are
is
nice.
like nice. They're like
Yeah, those are
decent
nice cards. Yeah, I mean, all the cards now, like they do a really nice job with the cards now. They're
Yeah,
nice
and-
baseball cards.
Right. The cards are, I think, expensive, but you're right. Maybe I'll buy a box and do like the
Good luck finding a box. Jeez.
the what do they call it? Card breaks is what they call it when you open up a box of cards.
Yeah, I'll be up for doing an episode, a special card break episode.
Do you want to
Of
do that?
56. Yeah, I'll be up for
That's
doing
been
one.
pretty popular online. Like lots of people are doing that.
I know. As long as I don't have to do it in
All right.
addition to the Monday night show, I'll do it in place of the Monday night show.
No, it'll be a bonus show for
Ah.
our Patreon people and all that. Since
Okay,
we've been
fine.
putting
I'll do it
bonus
as a
episodes over on
Patreon. I'll do it for the coconuts.
Yeah. Man, Patreon caused me all types of issues last week, but I finally got it working. So then this week is when you're going to get the episode about Matt Dies in Africa over on our Patreon.
Spoiler alert: I don't really die, but I come pretty close.
Right, exactly. And then I'm working with our host and provider for people to be able to get those episodes if they don't want to get them through Patreon, can pay through other sources like straight in your Apple Podcast app in the coming weeks.
Sweet.
So,
And I
check
want
out
to do
that
some more
support.
Twitch live stream, some MLB The Show action.
Did you get the new show?
Well, no, but
Well, get the new show and we can do it.
when will it go on discount?
September, October, November.
Let me ask you a question. Do you have the new show?
I do.
How are the ratings for the Orioles? Do you know what Adley Rutschman is? He at what he's rated?
I don't know.
Because they
Probably
disrespect the
70s.
Orioles prospects.
I don't know. I'll tell you what though.
But
I'm
is he
playing-
A potential?
Yeah. Yeah,
He's
A
B potential in last year's game. He was B potential.
I'll look up the ratings after the game for you, after the
Okay.
show for you.
Austin Hayes better be high too.
I started.
Hayes is
I told you I started a franchise.
And you're playing every game.
I'm playing every game.
That's insane. Yeah.
Yeah. But at least I'm trying to.
Are you playing with the season?
I'm behind, so I got to catch up.
Okay.
But if I can catch up, maybe I should do that. Maybe I should just simulate to today, and then start playing
Yeah.
with the season. But I cut Chris Davis, DFA'd him off my team.
Did you try to trade him?
No, the computer did it, and I didn't realize that the computer could do it by myself without me knowing. So then I got annoyed that Chris Davis was no longer on my team, and I went and turned off that function from the computer.
Yeah, there's a couple of tricks with roster stuff. Like
The
I
computer
always
tried to do all my roster manipulation.
Yeah, you can't do that. You got to do the roster because like when I always pick a couple of Rule 5 guys.
Yeah.
And the first time a Rule 5 guy has like a broken nail and might miss one start, 60-day DL. That guy's going 60-day DL,
Yeah,
so I can
exactly.
hide him in my DL for as long as possible.
Right. So I've gone in and turned all that stuff off, but it was a little too late. I lost on Crush.
I'm sorry. I don't know how you can still be competitive. How are
I
we
considered
still
restarting my franchise.
How are we still a competitive baseball team without Chris Davis all year? That's what I wanted to know.
I don't know. And where is Chris Davis is what I'd like to know.
Well, I don't know. No one knows.
What happens
No
first?
one, literally,
All right.
no one knows what state he's in. He
What
literally,
happens-
he could not be in the United States and we wouldn't know.
What happens first? The Orioles show us where Chris Davis is, or the government shows us what these UFOs are.
Yeah, I don't know. And maybe there's some kind of tie-in with both of them. Maybe
Right,
there's some connection between both of them.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe they got Chris Davis in some underground lab in Roswell. Who knows? I don't know.
That would explain kind of what happened. Maybe he has a little Space Jam body snatcher issue.
Yeah,
They took all his skill from him.
yeah, maybe that's as good explanation as any.
Yep.
All right, let's get out of here. You can support us on Patreon.
Yep.
Go to
Support over at-
section336.com. Support.
or 336er.com.
Yep. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram. Check out Birdland Tonight if you're not doing it already. We do breakdowns of every post-game shows of every single game. Sometimes you get to watch Josh do a post-game show by himself and see him flounder in the deep end as he tries to host a half-hour post-game show all
Yeah.
by himself.
I
It's pretty
did-
entertaining, boys
I
and
did
girls.
2 20-minute shows all by myself this weekend, back to back.
Yeah.
So I was pretty happy with myself.
I like that. If Josh ever is on there by himself, you can go on Facebook and type anything, and Josh will read it and start to comment on it. You can
Oh,
write
yeah,
anything
yeah.
you want down there.
Yeah, well,
Because he's desperate for material, so he'll just start reading anything.
But
any comments.
that's the best part about Birdland Tonight is it's all viewer driven. So any night, if you want to make comments in there,
Yeah, absolutely.
you'll help steer the show.
Yeah.
It's
For
been
the
a lot of
fans,
fun.
by the fans.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So check out Birdland Sports and follow them so you can get the notification after every home game, after every game. Even tonight at 1 a.m. there'll be some post game stuff.
Yep. Not by me, but it'll be there.
Yep. Yeah. Follow us on Twitter. You can follow me at Section336, and you can follow Josh on Twitter.
At Josh Soroka.
Thanks for listening, boys and girls. And as always, go Oats.